Hey besties. Hey besties. So I'm just at my local park and can't quite get the camera right. But that was hard work on my leg. Sorry guys. Anyway, you're probably wondering where I got this beautiful, absolutely stunning quality piece, which is my new hijab. I know there's another name for it, for this type and shape, but I'll just call it hijab. It's so light, it's so comfortable, it's so breezy, but it like covers everything. I'm so impressed. So I got this from Hikmah Boutique, which is where I got my niqabs from before, my face veils, and I'm just like so impressed. It's that good that when I'm in Egypt, if I can't find the exact same thing in other colors, like I will literally order more from Hikmah Boutique in Lakemba, and I'll get it like sent to Egypt by my daughter because I love this so much. It's so comfortable and light wearing. What you can't see is there's two strings that were on the outside. You tuck them in and you tie them under your bun, under your hair bun, and basically just keeps it securely in place. And yeah, what can I say? Everything that I've bought from Hikmah Boutique this time and again in the past has been like top quality. And no, this is not a sponsored video. I'm really surprised because I've bought hijabs from, multiple places before. One other place was pretty good, but this is like my favorite. This is my best that I could recommend to anyone in Australia, is Hikmah Boutique in Lakemba. So I'm not from Lakemba. I'm in the Brisbane, southeast Brisbane, Queensland area. And so I ordered it, and literally within days it was delivered to my house. And it just came so quickly, like everything else that comes from their store. And they included a little free gift this time, which was, I don't have it on me because I gave it to my daughter. It was like a Palestinian flag, round silver like clasp thing, and it has like these shiny black, really classy looking beads to form a stretch bracelet. And I tried it on and it fit a little too snug for me because, I am a larger woman. But my daughter, she's like petite compared to me. She's like a smaller frame. So her wrist is smaller. Pardon me. So, because it was birthday week, I thought she'd like that. And she did. She instantly tried it on and she's just like, oh yes, I love this. So she kept the bracelet and I've kept the hijab. It's pretty from all angles. Like, here's the side view. Just the way it kind of like drapes the face. Previously, I've wanted to get like the Iranian style abayas and hijabs. You know how they kind of cocoon the face a bit, and then there's an underlayer that's a bit like open, and then you've got like this kind of thing. But I kind of feel like this design, I'm not sure what the name of it is, like the style, but it has the similar effect, but you get more coverage. And obviously, like when you saw me walk across the park just before, you would have seen how long it is. It goes down to my shins, like my lower shins at one point. And I'm 6'1", so the average woman, like this, might even like get close to touching the ground. I'm not joking. It's such a beautiful garment, and honestly, if I had more money, I'd buy more. Originally, I wanted it in black, but it was sold out, and I was like unsure about the green. But now that I try it on, especially being quite a pale person, like I think it really suits me. What do you think, guys? Anyway, I'm just super happy with it. And I also thought, like, I've got a couple of other hijabs, but they're like smaller. Do you know what I mean? They're not very covering, and I don't have any newer buyers. I couldn't afford to buy any right now. And when I get to Egypt, I'm getting married. So I thought I really need something that's like a dress or an abaya, but I couldn't afford both. And then when I found this hijab, I thought, oh, it covers enough that it's like a dress over a dress. Do you know what I mean? So my really daggy old clothes are beautified by this gorgeous piece. It's just so pretty, like the way it drapes. I'm not even making an effort for how it drapes. It just does it. Do you know what I mean? It looks good with movement. It looks good when you're sitting down. It's comfortable when you're wearing it. And I have to say, like, I've tried a few different types of hijabs before, and some of them can be quite hot and stifling. And particularly in the Australian weather, when it can get very, very hot, or it can change from hot to cold like very quickly. And so I really wanted a light piece, and I remembered instantly, like when I bought the niqabs, they weren't the first niqabs I'd bought, the ones from Hikma Boutique. I'd bought other niqab from Etsy or somewhere else, like a couple other different ones from other places. And I thought, oh, I could never wear those because you just can't breathe through them. They're too like heavy feeling. Do you know what I mean? But then when I bought the products, the niqabs from Hikma Boutique, they were silky, they were light, they were longer, they were quality, and they were breathable, and they were not hot when I wore them. And so that's why I went back to order from Hikma Boutique, because I thought, oh, I just remember the lightness of the niqab and how breathable it was. And on the description of this, it said something like very light wearing, breezy, something like that. And I thought, oh yeah, I need that because I'm heavy set. I sweat. Do you know what I mean? It gets hot in Australia. It gets hot in Egypt. So yeah, the other reason I bought it was because, like I said before, my other hijabs are like way smaller, and I want to be a bit more covered. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be, like, you can just wear basic hijab, but I feel a bit more modest if I'm more covered, and so it's something I've really wanted for a while now. So, I mean, I could even get married in this hijab. It's just so covering and so modest, so and so pretty, you know. So yeah, I'm probably going to wear it for that, because what else am I going to wear? Do you know what I mean? My handsome husbando gave me permission to leave the house today, which is really sweet. And so I haven't gone far. I've just gone to the park, which is literally in my own street. There's another park further down, but I can't walk that far. My foot is really hurting today. And so yeah, I chose to come here, and it's really easy for me to get home if I need to leave quickly. And what was I saying? I can't remember. Oh yeah, he gave me permission to leave the house, which, you know, we have this agreement, like not all Muslim women have to ask permission to leave the house. Some just go, I'm going here, and the husband's like, fine, no problem. But you know, there are stricter families, and my experience is that I do need to ask permission. And I have been told that when I move to Egypt and we're officially married, that you know, not only would I need to ask for permission, but he'd also have to be with me, so not leave alone. And you know, I'm not really going to question it too much. I kind of feel like, you know, when you marry someone, you've got to trust them with all your heart, and that they want what's best for you. And if if he believes that's what's best for our marriage, then, that's what I'm going to go along with. So yeah, I'm like semi-practicing in Australia. So although he can't come with me, I'm still asking for permission, and I don't go out very frequently at all. So, but yeah, I just felt like I'd been in the house so long, I felt a bit mental. I was like, honey, do you think I could leave the house today? I'd like to go to the park. And he was like, sure. I was like, oh, okay, sounds nice. And yeah, so here I am. And it's making me think about like how different it's going to be when I'm actually living in Egypt, because I mean, I've said it before, but people keep asking the same questions again and again. Shout out to Julie. Hi, Julie. Julie asks all the good questions. She's onto it, and like sometimes I find the questions like seriously irritating, but I don't hate Julie. I think Julie asks some really relevant questions sometimes, and that's good for creating content. So thanks, Julie. That would look better. I should probably iron it. I was just slapped it on. What I was thinking was, like, how is my life going to change, when I'm actually in Egypt? And to be honest, like, I feel like nothing is going to be bad. I feel like everything's going to be different. Does that make sense? Like, I just feel like I can feel it, that it's going to be so different. It's going to be wild. Like, I've been reassured that, there's nothing too extreme, there's nothing to worry about and all this kind of stuff. But that's from the Egyptian perspective. From the Australian perspective, it's probably going to feel completely different. It's probably going to feel, 100% different, because Egypt and Australia are two completely different countries. And, Egypt has its own version of Sharia law. And, like a simple thing like, the husband is the head of the house is an enforceable law over there. So I guess like I would have wanted to go to Egypt sooner, but in a way, like learning different things about being married to an Egyptian and going to go to live to Egypt in an Egyptian marriage, like not going immediately has kind of like informed me a bit of all the things that might have been like nasty little surprises. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm just very unaware. Like, I'm not saying it's like Afghanistan, and if you're a Westerner, you'll know what I mean. But I am saying it's also not like Australia. And so there's all these different things that will be not just, different or, variable. They're going to be like extremely different. They're going to be so different that it impacts my daily life. And I think that, like I said before, the only real way to know what those things are is to actually go there and experience those things in person, because I don't just think it's actually going to be a culture shock for me. I think it's actually going to be a culture shock for, anybody that crosses my path too, because let's be real, us Aussies have a reputation for being, how do I say this, like a bit cray-cray, like we're a bit wild, do you know what I mean? And, yes, I'm a Muslim, but, I wasn't born Muslim. I wasn't raised Muslim. I wasn't, really immersed in Islamic culture in any way, other than dipping my toes in, if you know what I mean. So, as a revert living in Australia, I don't really think it's quite the same as a revert living in Egypt. And then again, being married to a traditional Egyptian guy from a traditional Egyptian family, like I feel like it's almost like going to a different planet. Like you could go, oh, it's the same religion, it's just a different country, but the way people practice things is completely different for the most part. You know, what's acceptable here is not necessarily what's acceptable there. And yeah, I just feel like I'm going to be up for like the biggest learning experience of my life. Like it's going to be in my face. Do you know what I mean? Which sounds bad, but you know, I'm actually looking forward to it because I wanted a change in my life. I wanted a challenge. I wanted a whole new life and I wanted to start again. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And, you know, there's a lot of well wishers that are like, oh, just be careful because over there, this and that. And like, I appreciate you guys, like, don't take it the wrong way. But I honestly don't think any of us as Westerners have really any genuine idea of what it's like unless you've actually gone and experienced it in person. And it's not the same thing taking a holiday as it is living there. And it's not going to be the same thing being a single person living there or just visiting, traveling through, as it is, you know, being married and within a family grouping. So I kind of feel like I'm just going to be like launched into this brand new life and there's going to be no stopping it. Like it's just going to be insanely intense. And, you know, I know that I'll probably run into a few problems and that I'm going to have to like just ride it out because, well, I'm a feminist, so what can I say? I mean, this should be self-explanatory. Do you know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. But I'm not worried. I'm actually like leaving in a few days and knowing it's funny, like a week ago, I was like, oh, I'm going to leave at this amount of time. And I was really anxious and nervous. But now I'm just like, when am I leaving? When am I leaving? I need to leave sooner. Do you know what I mean? Like it's in my head. I'm ready. I'm ready for this big trip. And I'm not scared anymore. I'm just like really encouraged and excited. And yeah, I hope my daughter comes to visit me because otherwise I'll just like die of sadness, honestly. um, I know this sounds really harsh. I don't feel like I'm going to miss Australia. Like, I love Australia, but I think that Egypt will be just such a like amazing place to live in and explore that I won't. Yeah, I don't think I'll miss Australia per se. I think I'll miss like my daughters and Lola. um, and the trees. I'll miss the trees. I mean, they've got trees there, but nothing like southeast Queensland. Like southeast Queensland is green. It is so lush. But hopefully I'll get to go exploring with my handsome husbando. There's a lot of places in Egypt. And yeah, I have been told that when we will also be traveling somewhere else. I won't say right now, but maybe I'll talk about that in another video. That would be very exciting. Good things coming up. Yeah, guys, like, I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped to go, besties. I can't wait to film on the plane. I'm so excited. I've just got a couple of items to purchase so that I can pack my little suitcase and then I'll be off. Anyway, hope you like my new hijab and have a great day, besties. Bye.